I'm pretty sure I know my decision's gonna be Yuri. Let's go for it. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes to practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Oh, come on, you can tell me some sweet gossip. That's what I came here to do, really. Sorry. It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. I don't want to know your thought process, I just want to read it. You know, I'm being nice here. Not really a reader. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Alright, let's go ahead. Turn on my poem voice! I don't have a poem voice. Let's just read this. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. I'm surprised you know cursive. Isn't this Japan? Well, I just don't read script very often. Or cursive. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Yeah? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Mild? Jesus. I wonder what heavy is then. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Kiyodo. Really? I must have totally missed the point. I mean, I don't read these things for a reason. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah! If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Kiyodo. For me? You. Obviously you're the best. Me too. Alright, who should I show my poem to next? You know, I'm kinda interested in showing Natsuki last because she's kind of a jerk. And if we're playing that whole bait and catch game, we probably want to save her for last anyways, right? Not that I'm going for all of them. Pretty sure it's just Yuri. This is a good poem, Kiyodo. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. I mean, you should know that. First of all, aren't you supposed to be the childhood friend that knows everything because we've done everything together? And it's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? Guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's just like I said before, Kiyodo. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? This girl, she knows nothing about my type, does she? Trying new things like this for other people. I'm doing this for myself, thank you very much. I'm a very independent man. Whoa, man. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Exactly, thank you. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Alright, let's see. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Oh man, that's great. I love breakfast too. And you know what? I could sleep forever. But hey, isn't this suggesting something? This little line right here? Not that I know. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until morning to write this? No? Just a little bit. Man, of course, you can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah, totally. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. I don't care. Even though you're a little late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. Get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Monika? What? Excuse me? I'm the best? Come on, I'm the protagonist. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I gotta find a specific voice for Monika, to be honest. I feel like Sayori's the cheery, super bubbly one, right? And then Monika's more of a... She's also a bright, energetic kind of person, but not as energetic as Sayori, I guess. She's not on crack. That's probably the best way of putting it. Let's show it to Monica. Hi, Kiyodo. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna bring anime, is that alright? Is that part of a similar to manga? Yeah, but it's better. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, wanna share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Kiyodo. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Kiyodo. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Really? Really, you're going ooh? I don't even remember what I wrote already. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. I underestimated... You know what? That's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend like I didn't even care. I wanted you to notice me, senpai. But not really, though. She's not the girl I'm going for this time. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. Wow! Genius! Dude, this guy's smart. So you start off setting the bar for yourself like really low, and then after that, you raise it slightly so people can see improvement. They don't know that you're already here. They like think you're already down here, and they'll go, oh, I'm gonna help this person, and then we pretend that they're helping us like, oh, thank you. Yeah, my skill's going up, but actually you're just still here, and they don't know. Good plan, dude, good plan. Set the bar low. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? How did you know that? What? Okay, I guess you know Yuri, but how did I know that? Wow. I didn't read anything about this game, to be honest with you. I totally went into it blind because I wanted to see what would happen. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Really? I didn't notice myself writing a bunch of imagery or symbolism, but hey. Sure. I just said I liked fantasy, right? That's how much I remember. I wrote about fantasy. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. But metaphors are kind of cool though, right? I mean, that's the one thing I'll do about in writing. It's nicer if you can think of the meaning yourself, if it's a little bit ambiguous, because everyone has their own personal touch to things. Doesn't matter if it's writing, doesn't matter if it's, watching something. Everybody thinks a little bit differently, right? They have their own perspective. Both allowing people to get something out is just by feel or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has it at this point. Yeah, probably. I mean, I can see that. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Thank you. I'll have this sip of coffee while I do this. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I get comfortable with this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that fits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Well, when you really think about it though, we trying to impress somebody. Even if it's ourselves. But honestly, I wrote things for myself anyways. Not like I am trying to impress anybody, but hey, I guess the things that I write about normally just happens to impress Yuri. Isn't that kind of weird? That's kind of cool though. I wasn't even trying to go for a certain path, but it's just happened to be this way and it's the one that I wanted. Yeah, that thing you said, totally. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Wait a second. Are you guys getting this? I mean, for those who already know, you know what's up, but for those who don't, that seems a little bit suggestive. We're the ones looking in. We're the ones looking at the screen. She thought she was on the outside. She thought that her own perspective was of looking in. But maybe it's because we're looking at them from the screen. And she realizes that she's looking out of the screen. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess that'll happen eventually. What? Can I not close this? Oh, there we go. Jesus. Alright. So, what do you think? It's very free-form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I wasn't listening. Sorry. What about... what? Black holes? Ink? What? Well, it's not about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It didn't evoke any of my emotions, obviously. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? Well, I mean, usually I pay for that service, but I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shove off, girl. Come on. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Isn't that... what? Wow, that's very depressing. Just saying. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. How'd you know that I didn't like it? I like it. I'm just lying my ass off right now. Wow. You know, you could totally lie better than that, man. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I don't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it's meant to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah. I'm tired of this acting already. She's a biatch. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, I won't take it away from her. Besides, I don't want any conflict with that girl, Jesus Christ.